BC's Premier is giving herself high marks for her 6-month-old jobs plan. Premier Christy Clark listing off a series of business deals her government is taking credit for, including several new mines and the $8 billion federal shipbuilding contract announced last fall. She says the province added nearly 40,000 jobs in the past year, but critics point out most of those jobs were created before she announced her jobs plan 6 months ago. BC's unemployment rate has dropped almost 2 points to 6.9% since Clark took office. Experts say government policies only played a small role.
The job growth we've seen in the past year or so has really largely been due to, I think, external factors and also some domestic factors such as low interest rates holding up the housing market and construction in general.
Clark says an expansion of the mining industry will create even more jobs in the years to come. CBC political reporter Stephen Smart joins us now live from the legislature with more on this. Stephen, do the BC Liberals deserve the credit they're taking for this?
Well, there certainly have been some good initiatives in the jobs plan, Stacey. Certainly some things that perhaps down the road will yield some results, some policy changes, sort of streamlining of different regulatory procedures, various things like that. So they could yield results down the road, but experts, like you heard from Helmut Pastrick there a few minutes ago, are questioning whether 6 months is really enough time to evaluate whether the plan is actually working or not. Case in point, the job numbers that they're touting the fact that BC has created almost 40,000 jobs in the past year. Hey, that's really good. That's something to celebrate. But certainly you'd have to question whether those are related to the jobs plan, considering that only 2,000 have been created since the jobs plan was announced in September. The rest were from earlier in the year. So certainly some question marks there.
Now, Stephen, other than shipbuilding, there's been very little focus on job creation here on Vancouver Island. Why is that?
Yeah, there certainly hasn't, and that's interesting. These seem to be more kind of overall policies as opposed to project-specific ones. One interesting one that they were touting in the progress report today was the expansion of the Quinsam mine up near Campbell River. That's in there. They're grouped in with mining, saying they're expediting different mining projects. I talked to the folks at Quinsam today. They point out that they originally applied to expand that mine back in 2009. Certainly well before the jobs plan, so whether you can actually roll that in there or not is a whole other story.
All right, it'll be interesting to watch how this carries on. Stephen Smart, CBC political reporter, live at the legislature. Thanks so much, Stephen.
Thanks.
And that brings us to tonight's checkpoint. We want to know how you feel about your job situation. How secure do you feel your job is?
I've always felt very confident with what I do, definitely. I do massage therapy, so as long as people have benefits and need massage and keep active, I feel like it's very secure.
No, I think if you work hard and do a good job, your employer will recognize that and you shouldn't have to worry.
I feel pretty secure. I mean, we got the better end of the recession, so I feel that my job security is fine.
I think finding a job that offers benefits and job security and is at a more professional designation is the first step. And I think those jobs, I'd like to believe they're still there, but I don't think that they're as abundant as they were in my parents' generation.
I feel that I may not always have the same job, but I feel that I will be employed for as long as I want to be, but I understand that it's not like that for everyone.
And here are some of your responses from social media. Ryan writes, I'm not a shipbuilder nor an MLA, so not very secure at all. Jeremy emails, what job? Enough said. Right now I'm filling out even more applications and making phone calls. Alberta's looking pretty good right now. Higher wages and cheaper cost of living. From Twitter, Mike says, put it this way, are you hiring? And that's tonight's check.